Hey guys, so today, Johnny Depp has won his lawsuit. For anyone who, cares. For those of you who don't know, Johnny Depp has spent the last 6 weeks battling it out in court over defamatory claims which his ex-wife Amber Heard made. In this court case, a lot of bad things were brought out about Amber Heard, as well as a lot of bad things about Johnny Depp. Not really a lot of bad things. Some bad things were brought up about Johnny Depp. But as weeks went on, the court of public opinion had went from being on Amber's side to now changing to Johnny's side, which I can see why. And as weeks went on, more lies of Amber was brought to the front of jury members, which you'll see if you guys have watched any of the court case yourselves. You guys have seen that Amber Heard lied a lot. More people went from Amber's side to being on Johnny's side week after week because she could not prove any accusations of abuse or, how do I phrase this? GRAPE, I guess? I guess that'll work. After weeks of court, finally the jury got to hear closing arguments and get to make their verdict, which was, what we're going to talk about here in a minute. But the verdict for me is a good thing. I'm happy that the verdict came out the way that it did. They didn't make the verdict on the day of the final arguments, which that's typical in a case like this, especially when the case is defamation and it's two famous people, 2 stars. I mean, even though Amber Heard was only like a B or C list, I would still say that, fame. They got to deliberate all of, I believe it was Friday. They didn't make this decision that day, of course, but they also got a long weekend right afterward because of Memorial Day. They got an extra day off. So when they went back to court Tuesday, they spent all of Tuesday deliberating. And finally today, as I record this video, they came to a verdict. In this verdict, they awarded Johnny Depp $15 million in his claim of defamation. They also awarded Amber Heard $2 million in her claim in defamation because of the Waldman statement, meaning that only one claim that Waldman made was found to be defamatory toward Amber. Now, after court, after the verdict was read out, Johnny Depp went to Instagram, and in his post he stated, quote, 6 years ago, my life, the life of my children, the lives of those closest to me, and also the lives of people who for many, many years have supported and believed in me were forever changed. All in the blink of an eye. False, very serious, and criminal allegations were levied at me via the media, which triggered an endless barrage of hateful content. Although no charges were ever brought against me, it had already traveled around the world twice within a nanosecond, and it had a seismic impact on my life and my career. And 6 years later, the jury gave me my life back. I am truly humbled. My decision to pursue this cause, knowing very well the height of the legal hurdles that I would be facing and the inevitable worldwide spectacle into my life, was only made after considerable thought. From the very beginning, the goal of bringing this case was to reveal the truth, regardless of the outcome. Speaking the truth was something that I owed to my children, to all those who have remained steadfast in their support of me. I feel at peace knowing I have firmly accomplished that. I am and have been overwhelmed by the outgoing of love and the colossal support and kindness from around the world. I hope that my quest to have the truth be told will have helped others, men or women, who have found themselves in my situation, and that those supporting them never give up. I also hope that the position will now return to innocent until proven guilty, both within the courts and in the media. I wish to acknowledge the noble work of the judge, the jurors, the court staff, and the sheriffs who have sacrificed their own time to get to this point. And to my diligent and unwavering legal team who did an extraordinary job in helping me to share the truth. The best is yet to come and a new chapter has finally begun. Truth never perishes. But also after leaving court, Amber went on Twitter and Amber stated, quote, The disappointment I feel today is beyond words. I'm heartbroken that the mountain of evidence still was not enough to stand up to the disproportionate power, influence, and sway of my ex-husband. I'm even more disappointed with what this verdict means for other women. It is a setback. It sets back the clock to a time when a woman who spoke up and spoke out could be publicly shamed and humiliated. It sets back the idea that violence against women is to be taken seriously. I believe Johnny's attorney succeeded in getting the jury to overlook the key issue of freedom of speech and ignore evidence that was so conclusive that we won in the UK, which, by the way, she did not win in the UK. It was the Sun who won in the UK, not Amber Heard. I'm sad I lost this case, but I am sadder still that I seem to have lost a right I thought I had as an American to speak freely and openly. Now, from when I tuned into the stream of the court, which was about 4 weeks into it, I was already told about stuff that was done beforehand. My coworker happened to keep me up to speed until I ended up tuning in myself. So I spent the last 3 weeks watching this court case myself, and from the time it started until the time it stopped on a daily basis, because I do IT for a living, I work in a cubicle, they don't care what I do as long as my job is done. So anyway, from the first day I stood with Johnny, from the first day I watched it, I stood with Johnny because of the proof that was shown on that day alone. I could already see that he didn't abuse her. It was already unbelievable, especially after the one makeup company came out and said the makeup Amber claimed to use wasn't even released then. It was a year after they had gotten divorced that type of makeup was released. That was the first thing that also made me think, whoa, maybe this girl really is not credible. Then, in my free time, I also started watching parts I missed, so I went back and watched things that I already missed beforehand, things that my coworker had already told me about, but I went and watched it myself just to get myself up to speed with where I really should be. The parts that I missed were a lot of Amber fake crying, pleading to the jury, which, she wasn't really supposed to do. She probably should have argued her case with a lawyer, not argued her case with the jury, but that's neither here nor there. And I could just tell she was trying too hard to cry. She was just trying way too hard to cry. She was fake crying way too much, not even being able to produce a real tear. Not even one real tear. Not one. Nope, not one. And then the more I watched, the more I realized I did not like very many of Amber Heard's witnesses. The doctor she brought on seemed like a sham right from the beginning when she diagnosed Amber Heard with PTSD without doing the proper testing. Fucking sham. The old weird guy was, old and weird. Not that he's really old is a problem, but the fact that he's weird, that little tongue thing that he did, freaking weirdo. And everyone else she brought on would have benefited off her winning the case because they were already employed by her. She wanted to talk about all his employees coming and talking about him. Almost everybody that was on her side was employed by her. Her agent, some doctors, all that stuff. It's crazy. It's just crazy. She's dumb. She is dumb. I did like what Johnny and his team did. They did a great job with their witnesses. They found credible people. Some of them were employed by Johnny Depp. Yes, some of them were employed by Johnny Depp. The people that were on the stand to come support Johnny Depp, they were mostly credible. Most of them weren't employed by him. Some of them were, but most of them were not employed by him. There was a lot of people who came out and supported him just simply because they believed Johnny. All in all, I am really happy that Johnny Depp won this court case. I believe he deserved it. I don't think that Johnny Depp was lying. He did admit to his own faults most of the time in the court case, so I will give him credit there. I believe it's also a movement forward, not against women, but it also states that men can be abused as well. It's not just women who can be abused, everyone can. The only criticism I seen about Johnny Depp myself is that he was not there for the verdict today. But I excuse it because he has prior obligations, and when you're a superstar like Johnny Depp is, stuff like that tends to happen. So do you think Johnny is wrong for missing the verdict? Are you happy Johnny won? Do you wish Amber won? Let me know your thoughts below. This has been Andaull, and I will see you guys in the next video. See ya.